Hello dear students, in this video I am presenting the entire Indigo chapter so that you can revise. Rajkumar Shukla was a poor peasant from the Champaran district of Bihar. He went to the annual convention of Indian National Congress Party which was held in Lucknow in 1916, and there someone told him to meet Gandhiji. So he requested Gandhiji to come to Champaran and help the poor sharecroppers. Mahatma Gandhi had appointments in different parts of the country, and he told Rajkumar Shukla about it. Rajkumar Shukla followed Mahatma Gandhi wherever he went. He even went to Mahatma Gandhi's ashram. Gandhiji was much impressed by his determination, and so he gave him a date when he would come to Calcutta, and he told Rajkumar Shukla to pick him up and take him to Champaran. Gandhiji came to Champaran and Rajkumar Shukla took him to the house of Dr. Rajendra Prasad, who was a famous lawyer then. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was not in Patna, and so his servants were there who mistook Gandhiji as a peasant because he was accompanied by Rajkumar Shukla, whom they knew he had been visiting their master Dr. Rajendra Prasad and asking him to help the sharecroppers. So they thought that Gandhiji was his companion, and they did not allow Gandhiji to draw water from the well because he was considered to be an untouchable. Gandhiji decided to go to Muzaffarpur to inquire about the condition of sharecroppers. He wrote to Professor J.B. Kriplani, who was the professor in the Arts College of Muzaffarpur. He had met J.B. Kriplani in Shanti Niketan. So he told J.B. Kriplani to come and he told him about his work. And so J.B. Kriplani came and received him at the station with a large number of students. Gandhiji stayed there in Muzaffarpur in the house of Professor Malkhani, who was also a school teacher. It was very unusual that these people who were working in the British government, they were helping Mahatma Gandhi. Many peasants and lawyers came to meet Mahatma Gandhi in Muzaffarpur. Gandhiji met the lawyers and he inquired about the cases which were there in the courts. And Gandhiji, he scolded the lawyers for charging huge fees from the poor sharecroppers. When Gandhiji was made aware of all the problems, then he thought that taking the cases of the peasants to the court really does not help the peasants, because the peasants are very scared from the Britishers, and so going to law court is useless as they are not able to present themselves. And so Gandhiji came out with the idea that the real relief for the peasants would be if they become free from their fear, the fear of the Britishers. Most of the fertile land of Champaran was divided into large states, and all these states were owned by the British landlords. The Indian people worked on these lands as tenants. The chief commercial crop which was grown was indigo, and landlords made it a compulsion that all the tenants who are working, they should cultivate 15% of the land with indigo and surrender the entire indigo harvest as rent to the British landlords. The British landlords earned a lot of money by selling this indigo. Indigo was used as a dye. Now that Germany had developed synthetic indigo, the price of this indigo crop was to crash down. The Indian peasants did not know about it, and the Britishers tried to take advantage of the situation. They told the poor Indian farmers that if you do not want to grow indigo, it's okay. You just have to pay us some money as compensation. Then you will be released from the long-term agreement. So as indigo cultivation was very irksome for the peasants because it made the land unfertile, so the peasants did not want to grow indigo. So many of them gave the money to be released from the agreement. The people who did not want to be released from the agreement, who did not have money, they were left. So the landlords hired thugs to get those agreements signed. The peasants later on came to know about that synthetic indigo had been developed by Germany, and so the peasants who had paid the money, they wanted their money back. So this entire confusion was going on in Champaran when Gandhiji arrived in Champaran. Gandhiji went to speak to the Secretary of British Landlord Association to collect some information about the landlords, about the sharecroppers. But the Secretary of British Landlord Association refused. He told that no information will be given to an outsider. To which Gandhiji replied that I am not an outsider. Gandhiji then again went to the Commissioner of Tirhut Division, and this commissioner, he came to bully Gandhiji and he told Gandhiji to leave Tirhut immediately. Gandhiji did not leave Champaran. Instead, he proceeded to Motihari, which was the capital of Champaran. There, a messenger in official uniform came after Gandhiji when he was on the way, and he served him an official notice to quit Champaran immediately. Gandhiji signed that he had received the notice, but on that he wrote that he would disobey the order. And after which Gandhiji was summoned to the court. Mahatma Gandhi telegraphed Rajendra Prasad to come from Bihar with some influential friends in case if he would be arrested. He also wrote the instructions to his ashram, and a full report was sent to the viceroy to give the entire information of the thing which was going on in Champaran. The morning when Gandhiji was supposed to be going to the court, that day the town of Motihari was filled with peasants. People from the nearby places, nearby villages came to support Mahatma Gandhi. They did not know what Mahatma Gandhi had done in South Africa. They just came to know that an Mahatma has come who is trying to help the peasants of Champaran, and he is in trouble with the authorities. So all these people came to support, came to show their support. The officials felt really powerless because they did not expect such a thing. Mahatma Gandhi helped them to regulate the crowd, and he was very lovingly talking to everyone. The prosecutor, he requested the judge to postpone the trial. And this entire incident, when the people came and they supported Mahatma Gandhi, this showed that they have started to come out of the fear of the Britishers. Mahatma Gandhi read a statement pleading guilty. He told that he was involved in a conflict of duties. He did not want to set example as a lawbreaker, but he also wanted to render humanitarian and national service for which he had come, and that is why he disobeyed the order. The judge allowed Gandhiji to remain at liberty. First, he told him to furnish the bail, but Gandhiji did not agree to give the bail, and then he was told to remain at liberty for several days till the next judgment. All the lawyer friends of Mahatma Gandhi came to support Mahatma Gandhi. They conferred with him that what they would do if Gandhiji is arrested. And to which one of the lawyers replied that because they had come to help Gandhiji to support him, and so they would go back to their homes if Gandhiji is arrested. Then Gandhiji inquired what about the injustice to the sharecroppers. Then these lawyers had a discussion and they decided that they would follow Mahatma Gandhi if he is imprisoned. They would follow him to the jail. To which Gandhiji exclaimed that the battle of Champaran is won because the leaders of the land, they had decided to help the poor people and they were ready to serve the poor people of Champaran and even go to the prison for their sake. Several days later, Gandhiji received a written communication informing him that the case which was there against him was dropped. Civil disobedience movement had come for the first time in India. Now Gandhiji and the lawyers proceeded on with their work. They were doing an inquiry of the problems of the farmers. Depositions from about 10,000 peasants were written down. The landlords continuously protested. They protested against the inquiries which were being conducted. Gandhiji was summoned by Sir Edward Gate, who was the Lieutenant Governor. And before he went to Sir Edward Gate, he again laid plans that what they would do, what the people would do if Gandhiji was arrested. Finally, Gandhiji, he was not, although arrested, he had 4 interviews with Sir Edward Gate, and as a result, an official commission of inquiry was set up for the problems of the indigo sharecroppers. This commission, it included the landlords, the government official, and from the side of the peasants, only Gandhiji was there in this commission. A lot of evidences were collected against the British landlords, and these landlords agreed to refund the money which they had illegally taken from the poor peasants. They asked Gandhiji how much must they refund. The British landlords thought that Gandhiji would ask for 100% of payment, but he asked 50%, and he was very adamant that he should be given 50%. And the British landlords thought that perhaps Gandhiji would not agree, but still they made a proposal of 25% of the total money, to which Gandhiji agreed. So he agreed for 25% of the money should be refunded to the sharecroppers. Gandhiji explained that the amount of refund was less important, but it was more important that the landlords had been made to surrender their money and also their prestige in front of the poor peasants. These landlords had always behaved as lords above the law. So now the peasants learned after this episode that if they follow the law, or there were people who were working for them or the people who were supporting them, so they need not be scared of the Britishers. And events also justified Gandhiji's position. Within a few years, all the British planters they left their land, and entire land was given to the indigo sharecroppers, and this sharecropping system totally disappeared. Gandhiji was not satisfied with the great economic solution that he had given, but he was much worried about the cultural and social backwardness of Champaran village. He wanted to do something about it. He called in for many teachers. Mahadev Desai, Narhari Parikh, his son Devdas, and Kasturba Gandhi came to help him. Some primary schools were set up, some primary hospitals were set up, and many people volunteered their services. Health conditions were miserable in Champaran. There were only three medicines available, that was castor oil, quinine, and sulfur ointment. And they gave a combination of these for treatment of all the diseases. Gandhiji he requested a doctor to volunteer his service for 6 months. So a doctor came, and he tried to help the people of Champaran. Early during this Champaran episode, Charles Freer Andrews, who was an English pacifist and friend of Mahatma Gandhi, he came to Mahatma Gandhi to wish him goodbye as he was going to Fiji Islands. So Gandhi's lawyer friends, he saw this, and they thought that it would be really good if Charles Freer Andrews stays in Champaran and helps them to fight for the indigo sharecroppers. But Gandhiji, he strongly opposed this idea. He scolded the lawyers that you think that this is an unequal fight, and if we have an Englishman on our side, then it would be really good. So, this itself shows the weakness in your heart. You must believe that the cause for which you are fighting is fair, and you should rely upon yourselves. So by this episode, Gandhiji told all the lawyers, he taught everyone how to be self-dependent or self-reliant. In everything that Gandhiji did, he tried to mold a new free Indian, an Indian who is self reliant, who can stand on his own feet, and he can thus help to make his country free, thus help to make India free. So I hope you have understood this chapter. Thank you.